Delonte West is a former NBA player and father of NBA All-Star LeBron. Delonte West is a 33-year-old former NBA player and former millionaire with 2 kids. He's played on 6 different NBA teams, but hasn't played on one since 2012. If that's the case, then where is he now? Let's start from his childhood. As a child, Delonte and his mother moved from home to home as a poor family. When he injured his leg in the 8th grade and couldn't play basketball that year, he dropped out of school. His mother sent him to live with his father. He says now that at this point he had tried to kill himself many times. He has said that he tried to cut himself and took unknown pills, which led to him being in and out of children's hospitals. He recalls one night in a children's hospital when he told himself he was going to kill himself for sure. Instead, he prayed to God that if he let him survive that night and go on to play professional basketball, he would glorify his name. It worked, because soon after that, he got on the right track and Delonte enrolled in Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt, Maryland as a sophomore. He led them to their first tournament appearance. He averaged 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals per game. He scored double digits in every game except one during his senior season. He chose to then go to St. Joseph's University. He would join future NBA player Jameer Nelson to create what was thought of at that time as the best backcourt in the NCAA. Jameer declared for the 2003 NBA draft, but made what would turn out to be a smart choice when he stayed for his senior year season. Delonte West and Jameer Nelson finished the regular season undefeated with a 27-0 record. This got them the number 1 seed in the NCAA playoffs that year. They made it to the Elite 8 and were within seconds from the Final Four before also future NBA player John Lucas III hit a game-winning 3-pointer. St. Joseph finished with the best record in school's history, 30-2. That season was Delonte's junior season. He averaged 18 points, 6 assists, and 41% shooting from the 3. After this season, Jameer and Delonte both declared for the NBA draft. West was chosen with the 24th pick in the 2004 NBA draft by the Boston Celtics. He only played 39 games due to injury, and he came off the bench for most of them. He only averaged 4 points and 1 assist and rebound per game. He then transitioned to point guard, where Doc Rivers would name him the starter for the next season. In the much improved 2005-2006 season, Delonte was now averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Very coincidentally, he replaced his former teammate Jameer Nelson in the rookie vs. sophomore game because Nelson was injured. For the next 2006 and 7 season, he was moved back to shooting guard, which led him to struggling again. So he was moved back to point guard, where he once again excelled. He hit a game winner against the Charlotte Bobcats and a game-tying 3-pointer against the Nets, which would send it to overtime where the Celtics would win. The day after that, on March 4th, 2007, he scored a career-high 31 points against the Timberwolves. Towards the end of that season, he began sharing minutes with the newly drafted point guard, Rajon Rondo. This didn't matter because several months later, during the 2007 NBA draft, he was traded along with Jeff Green to the Seattle Supersonics for Ray Allen, and the Sonics' 35th pick, Glenn Davis, setting up the Celtics' Big Four. In the middle of the 2007 and 8 season is when Delonte West's career takes off and really gets interesting, when he is involved in yet another trade, this time joining the Cleveland Cavaliers. Delonte averaged 10 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds for the rest of the 2007 and 8 season with the Cavs. In the playoffs that year, West hit the shot of his career when he hit a game-winning 3 against the Washington Wizards in the first round of the playoffs.
To the left, pitch in the corner, Delonte West with 3, he got it! Delonte West with a big shot, and the Cavaliers...
He scored 21 points in 2 games in the second round against the Boston Celtics before the Cavs would lose in Game 7. At the start of next season, West would sign a 3-year, $12 million deal. In the 2008 and 9 season, he now succeeded at shooting guard and became known as a great defender. He guarded anyone from point guards to power forwards. He also shot 46% and a great 40% from 3. This helped his team and LeBron James lead the Cavaliers to 66 wins that season. Although he succeeded during the season, after exploding on a referee early on in the season, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Many people around him showed understanding and sympathy towards his honesty about his disorder. In their deep playoff run that year, West scored 14 points per game, but DeLonte and point guard Mo Williams could not get the three-pointers to go down. The Cavs also had no bench, so DeLonte West was playing up to 42 minutes per game. In the Eastern Conference Finals against the Orlando Magic, he played 45 minutes per game, more than anyone in the series. He was also given the assignment to guard Magic power forward, the 6'10" Hedo Turkoglu. This, along with the rest of the Cavs' struggles, led to them being eliminated in 6 games by Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. After the season is when the well-known rumor started about DeLonte West sleeping with LeBron's mom, blowing up the internet still to this day with jokes about DeLonte being LeBron's dad. DeLonte denies the reports repeatedly. In September of 2010, he was pulled over on a Can-Am Spyder motorcycle where a police officer found a gun strapped to his leg, one on his waistband, and a shotgun in a guitar case he had strapped on his back. All of them were loaded. For the 2009 and 10 season, DeLonte would come mainly off the bench, only averaging 8 points per game before they would lose to the Celtics in 6 games. After the 2010 loss to the Celtics, LeBron would famously leave Cleveland for the Miami Heat.
Fall, man, this is very tough. And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
After this, the Cavs traded West to the Timberwolves, who would waive him soon after. He went on to sign a one-year deal to return to the Boston Celtics, and now back up the player who formerly backed him up, Rajon Rondo. He was suspended the first 10 games of the 2010 and 11 season due to a guilty plea of the charges involving him having the 3 guns. He averaged 5 points per game and 2 assists, which led to the Celtics not re-signing him. The NBA lockout had now occurred, postponing the start of the 2011 season. DeLonte West had already spent all of his money, and with the unexpected lockout, he was forced to get a job at Home Depot and at a furniture store. He signed with the Dallas Mavericks on December 2011, where he averaged almost 10 points per game. The Mavericks liked what he brought to the team, so they re-signed him for the rest of the 2012 season. When they first signed him, he had just rented an apartment on the 28th story with a balcony that overlooked Dallas Arena. So now that he was released, he would sit there and cry as he watched fans enter the arena. This was the last time he was seen playing in an official NBA game. So where is he now? After his release, he sat in his $1 million home during the winter with portable heaters because he could not afford a new one for his home. He remembers heating water on the stove so his girlfriend could take a hot bath. He proposed to her by cutting off the end of a jump rope and wrapping it around her finger, which she said yes to. He was very surprised when he got a call to play for the Mavericks D-League team in January of 2013. He said that once he showed up, it took him a while to get physically and mentally back into it. But shortly after, his coaches said that his talent was there and it looked as if his mental instability was going away. Between that and 2015, he's played for the Clippers Summer League, played in China, Venezuela, and back with the Mavericks D-League team in 2015. Others have said that he is hungrier than ever and wants GMs to look past the rumors about LeBron's mom and the controversy with the guns, because he's a completely different person now. GMs are still worried about signing him because of his past. This looks like they had the right idea, because in 2016 he was seen walking around in a parking lot barefoot, wearing a hospital gown under his vest. When a fan asked if he was DeLonte West, he replied by saying he's not that person anymore. Right when he looked like he was getting his career back on track, something like this comes out. DeLonte West made more than $16 million in his career and now sleeps on a fold-out bed with a family member. Hopefully he can one day get things back together and maybe make an NBA return, at least to the D-League or even the Big 3 League.
So if you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment who you'd like to see next. Oh, and by the way, here's a video of DeLonte West giving Gordon Hayward a wet willy.
Trying to slow down Hayward. That's 3 DeLonte. How about that?
If an official did not see this.
What is that about? That is the low of lows of sportsmanship.